Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Blend. I'm your host, EP16. In this episode, we want to talk about the unwanted pregnancy. As you know, in Malawi, in many districts, many districts in Malawi, there are young girls who are getting pregnant at an early age. Yeah, that's because it's an early age. That's why it's called unwanted pregnancy. Because I don't think they would want to get pregnant at young age. So yeah. So there is a lot of things that we will talk about. Yeah. So let me introduce my host. I'm sorry. I'm tripping.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm with Kelvin. Yes. It will just be a general conversation. He's not an expert in what, but we'll just talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah, so before we start the conversation, let me remind you, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, comment. Yes, so let's get started. Owen. Hello. What are the options? All right. What are the options for someone experiencing an unwanted pregnancy?
Unwanted pregnancy is usually something that happens at an early age, and it's called unwanted because at that young age you're not yet ready, or it's something that just comes unexpectedly. Like maybe you're just having some intimacy, and then you found out that you're pregnant by the end of the day. So usually for someone who is experiencing that, or someone who has had that unwanted pregnancy, is said to go through lots of damage. As we said, an early pregnancy comes at such a young age, and most of the time the body at that time is not yet ready. Like, it's still developing, and it hasn't adapted that it can receive a child. So there are lots of things that they have to do. Like, first of all, they have to visit the hospital and follow all the procedures that they get to be given at the hospital. And they also have to follow the routines that they get to be given as if it was scale now and again, regularly. When they do that, they will be safe. So they don't have to consider an option whereby they'll have to do abort or something. Abortion is not a sin because, one, you're killing a child who is in your womb. At the same time, you're putting your life at risk because you might do an abortion and then you end up losing your life, or you lose a lot of blood, which will actually affect your health. So abortion is not an option. But whenever you have experienced that, you have an unwanted pregnancy, go to the hospital and follow all the procedures that will be given that side. Sure.
All right, thank you. How common are unwanted pregnancies?
Unwanted pregnancies are very common, especially in the rurals. Of course, in the urban, also there are lots of cases of it, but I'm focusing much on the rural because usually these are the places where most people haven't gone maybe to school to learn how someone gets to be pregnant, or they don't have much knowledge about pregnancies. So they end up just maybe sleeping without protection. They don't know much about maybe contraceptive methods, ways that they can protect themselves against these pregnancies. So, and that's how they also like there have been increased cases of maybe at such a young age you get to have lots of people doing things that lead you into early pregnancies, all those things. So those are the things that
Also, as growing up,
yeah.
they say Macaulay, they are passing the adolescent stage. Yeah, so I think that's also one of the reasons.
Yeah, because that time they want to experience what their body is telling them, because at that stage that's when they start having feelings, maybe wanting to sleep with someone and what have you. And simply because they don't have that much knowledge to say how they can protect themselves, they end up just doing it like Jimurumur. So that's Chimbulimbul, yes, exactly. That's when they find out that maybe they're pregnant. So that's how these cases have been common. And also, we can talk of in schools in urban areas. Um, Nowadays, most kids in urban areas, most especially, we can talk of in schools and cities. Uh, Everyone wants to fancy life. Like they want to live a fancy life. They want to have the most expensive things in the world, and they end up maybe sleeping with other people who are not their age mates. And these people, simply because they know that they are oozing out money, they are giving out money to these kids to sleep with them, they would not want maybe protections. And sometimes they even tell you to say, you don't have to take maybe emergency pills or what have you. So,
and sometimes the emergency pills doesn't work.
Yes, that's true. Emergency pills doesn't work.
They say they are 98, 99%. So the 1% can make it not to work.
Yeah. So when that happens, you end up seeing lots of these unwanted pregnancies, and it's different from rural areas, because in the urban areas there's much of abortion. So people don't really know unless you have issues after the abortion to say maybe you were pregnant and then you aborted it. Yeah, so that's why you experience lots of pregnancies in the rurals as compared to those in urban areas. Because in the urban areas, you easily abort. Yeah.
All right. What are the emotional and psychological impacts of unwanted pregnancy?
Okay, most of the times, this unwanted pregnancy brings instability, on emotional wise, simply because this is something that you haven't prepared. Okay, in general, we can say for those who are married, they usually plan for pregnancy. They go through all sorts of planning. That means they prepare how they take care of the pregnancy, and when the child is born, how they will cater for that child and what have you. With these unwanted pregnancies, you don't plan, because as we said, it's unwanted. You don't plan. It's something that happens from nowhere, unexpectedly. So it can come in a time whereby you don't even have any money to take care of yourselves during that pregnancy period. It can come in a period where you don't know how you are going to take care of the baby when maybe they are born. And sometimes it can also happen that maybe it has come in a period, or let's say maybe you're just doing it casually with someone who don't have strings with. When you tell them, they end up rejecting you. Sometimes even your boyfriend or the one who is, let's call them your bracer, or these other men who are sleeping with you, they also have those rights to say they can easily reject you. So when you get rejected, they throw you out. It actually affects the lady, because by the end of the day, it's like they have so much responsibility to take care of on themselves. And during pregnancies, there are lots of problems or challenges that are met. And when you're facing all those while you didn't prepare for it, it actually becomes a burden, it becomes a challenge. And it's something that most kids or most girls go into depression with, because they have to think of all those problems, all those challenges, and then having in mind that maybe they've been abandoned or what have you, they'll fail to control all that on themselves. So it's just lots of psychological damage to them, and in some cases they might end up maybe losing the child simply because um, of all that, of all the stress that they're going through. Their body is not stable to give a conducive environment to the child. So yeah, there are lots of those that happens.
All right. So, how can someone prevent unwanted pregnancy? Even those married women, they do also have unwanted pregnancies.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Or we can call it unplanned child.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, unplanned pregnancy. So, how can someone prevent unwanted pregnancy or unplanned pregnancy?
Usually, there are several contraceptive methods that you can use in order to prevent unwanted pregnancy, which most of the times are devised to those that are married, because they were made for these married people, so that maybe they say they have a kid, and then months later they shouldn't get pregnant again. Um, for Of course, even young girls can also get it, but healthy guy is not advised. So I'll just share the general knowledge to say they can use these contraceptive methods that include use of condoms. They'll prepare themselves, because that means, because for a pregnant to take place, a sperm and an egg, they have to meet. So when you use a condom, at least there is that barrier for the sperm to reach the egg. There also are emergency pills. The people who use emergency pills, they also take that in order to prevent the unwanted pregnancy. There are also um, several contraceptive methods that when you go to the hospital, they will they'll give you details of all these contraceptive methods. And there are some that say you can go with the natural way. And most of the times, this natural way, they talk about the withdrawal method. They also talk of usually it's the withdrawal methods, But the most perfect way to prevent unwanted pregnancy then is abstinence. You just have to abstain, especially at such an young age. Abstinence has to be the key. Once you abstain, then surely you won't have an unwanted pregnancy. Sure.
All right, my audience, especially young girls. Yes, so especially the young girls at secondary, at tertiary level. Tertiary?
Yeah, tertiary, that's university.
Yeah, and also the secondary students. Yeah, you just have to abstain, because there's time for everything.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, because there are lots of young girls out there who are suffering because they got unwanted pregnant. Yeah, so let's continue. You're hearing the advices. I hope I hope my audience will use them, including me.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. All right. What factors influence decision to continue or terminate an unwanted pregnancy?
There are lots of factors that influence that. Yeah. Let's say, for example, to continue with the unwanted pregnancy. if you talk it out, like two of you, a girl and a man who have gotten each other unwanted pregnancy, they talk it out and they feel like maybe it's okay, they can support it on their own. It's easier for them to go ahead with it. Also, even parents, if they feel like, if they understand to say, okay, that was an accident, it's something that they didn't plan, and then they choose to support the children, then they the kids will be like, if the parents are okay with it, then that's okay. And for one to terminate the unwanted pregnancy, it's also the same factors, but then in the other way around. Let's say, for example, you found out that you have the unwanted pregnancy, and then you tell your man or your boy to say, yo, I got pregnant, this and that. And then the boy be like, nah, that's not my pregnant. I'll not take care of that. If anything, just get rid of it. It's easier for a girl to say, I'll just abort because my boy or my man has told me to do so. The same goes to parents. Maybe they chase the girls out, you're pregnant, go back to your man. So in the first place, you've already gotten rejected, and then you're being chased out of your girl. You have that emotion damage. You don't know what to do. You feel like you're being rejected. The people who thought that they are your closest, or people who care about you, are the first ones to be rejecting you. So in that case, you just maybe resort to aborting. The same goes to maybe when you get too many, when you get too judged with maybe friends when they find out you're pregnant, and they're making your life miserable. It's easier to terminate your pregnancy. Sometimes you can also choose to continue depending on your religious beliefs. There are some who believe that, and of course, it's true to say abortion is a sin. So when you abide by that, you end up being extra careful in order so that you should keep the pregnancy. Because by the end of the day, you don't want to sin against God. So those are the factors. Another factor that can make you maybe keep the pregnancy is when you feel like you can take care of the unborn baby, and when the baby is born, when you think that maybe you'll be able to take care of all that, you'll be like, it's okay, then I'll continue the pregnancy. So yes, there are lots of factors that influence one to keep or terminate the pregnancy.
All right. All right. As we're continuing, okay, how can someone make an informed decision about their pregnancy?
May you add some light to the question? May you come again with the question?
All right. How 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 can someone make an informed decision about their pregnancy?
Uh, it's usually through talking. That is, you start with who got you pregnant. You have to talk to them. Let them know that they have gotten you pregnant. And then after that, the next stage is to inform your parents, because understand, if it's unwanted, that means you are not yet at that age for you to be pregnant. So you talk to your parents, you tell them you're pregnant, this and that. See how they react, and then by the end of the day, talk to them. And maybe if they are leaning towards maybe termination, you have to convince them the importance of keeping the pregnancy. And also you have to inform them the effects of terminating the pregnancy. When you follow all that, it will be easier for you to make an informed decision to say, let's keep the pregnancy. But once all these have failed, then that's when most of the time most people decide to just terminate the pregnancy, which is not healthier. So yes.
What are okay? I was repeating the same questions I already asked you.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know the different types of abortion procedures?
Ah,
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
The one that I usually know, I've heard of people using abortion pills. Yeah, most of
They do
them.
sell in the pharmacies.
Yes, you have the abortion pills. Another one, I understand the people who drink herbs in order to terminate the pregnancy.
Yeah, others also. I heard others
Yeah.
also drink surf sobo.
Yes, I've heard of that. Actually, I was hearing of that and I was like, is this really possible? So, maybe with you bringing it up, I might say that maybe that can also be a method that people use to terminate their pregnancies.
All right. What resources are available for unexpected parents?
What resources?
Are available for unexpected parents?
Uh, the first thing that has to be available is food. That is food for the expectant woman. You cannot be pregnant without having sufficient food, nutritious food. So the first thing that they have to take care of is having nutritious food. That's the first resource. The second resource is money. Uh, they need to have money for them, maybe that whenever there's an emergency, they can easily visit the hospital. Uh, Pregnancy usually comes with lots of and several complications, so they have to make sure that they have enough money to take care of all that. That includes transportation and also medical bills. Another thing that we can talk about is maybe things that babies need. That's talk of clothes, towels,
Socks.
yeah, socks, soap, everything that a baby needs to be healthier. All those resources have to be getting rid of that. And most of the times, it's actually advised, or it's usually good when you purchase most of these before the baby is born. Because when the baby is born, there are usually lots of bills to take care of. There are lots of things that you have to purchase maybe in a short time. So yes, there are lots of resources that you have to have for the baby that you are expecting.
All right. I have to apologize to my audience. It's raining outside.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we might not be audible enough, but yeah, I guess,
we'll try our best
yeah,
to make it audible.
yes. And also, I should remind you, like each and every episode of The Blend, you have to share to your friends. Also, don't forget to comment. Yeah. I hope and guess you already subscribed. All right, as we are continuing, how can someone prepare for parenthood?
Preparation for parenthood, it might be the same as I was just talking about, having the resources that you need for the expecting baby. But then maybe you can just add more knowledge to that in a way that you can say um, when you're preparing for parenthood, you need to have sources for money that will sustain you, throughout the process. And also, being a parent requires lots of bills and responsibilities. You can talk of maybe you might decide to move out of your parents' house. That means you need money to pay rent. You also need money for food, that is for yourselves, for different bills, and also at the same time for the baby that is to be born. The baby will have to go through several checkups at the hospital. They have to visit. You have to visit the hospital with a child regularly. So all those things, there are things that you have to prepare for. Um, get ready for all that. So that's why I just said you have to make sure that you have enough money. If you don't, then find legal means to make lots of money. Sure.
All right. Thank you. The next question is, how can someone balance parenting with other responsibilities?
Uh, Balancing parenting and other responsibilities. Um, yeah. Okay, balancing these responsibilities usually goes with hard work. Because the moment you have a child, it's also a responsibility added to the already responsibilities you might already have had. And if you want your child to grow with good morals, with good health, yeah, that means you have to make sure that whatever the child needs should be provided. And I've used the word the child needs and not whatever the child wants. But whatever the child needs, that's talking of enough food, clothing, healthy bills, and everything. All those have to be available every time that are needed. So, in order to balance the responsibility, you really need to be a hard worker so that you can be able to sustain all that. Yeah, sure.
Alright, so, yo, unwanted pregnancy do give pressure
Yeah, a lot
to
of
young
pressure.
people.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
And, guys, we have to abstain.
Yeah.
Don't say I will drink, I will take pills, or I will go for abortion at Banjalan Sogoro. Guys, it's dangerous, and
And the best way is to abstain. Because the moment you abstain, there is no possibility that you can say you end up having it, you end up getting pregnancy. So the best way of all is abstinence. Because even all these other methods, they're not 100% perfect. So you might say maybe you're using a condom, I'm safe. What if the condom bursts? You might end up having a pregnancy. You might say I'll use emergency pills. What if they don't work? You might say you use other contraceptive methods. What if they all fail? You might still have the unwanted pregnancy. But the moment you abstain, that means you are safe. Sure.
yeah. So, guys, we have been advised by parents, pastors at church, but make a decision, girl, because you can say you are enjoying, of course, and not listening to our parents or elders, but then whatever you're doing, you regret. It's not. It can't be today, but it has everything. Whatever we do has its consequences. All right. Do you have any last words?
My last words will be the same to say um, if you want to avoid unwanted pregnancy, then let's abstain. Everything has its own time. When you're married, you enjoy these sexual benefits in marriage free, and when you get pregnant at that time, everyone will celebrate. But if you get pregnant now, people will be furious with you. You'll be judged a lot. So make a good decision. Let's listen to the advice that we get to have from our parents, our teachers, doctors, healthcare personnel, everyone. And especially to girls, you are the ones who usually go through the whole process. Because a man can get you pregnant and then run away. Everything will remain with you. So if you want to be safe, then you have to make sure that you choose to protect yourself. If the protection fails, then choose to abstain if you feel like maybe the protection will not work. So it's all our responsibility. The same applies to men. Men, let's make sure that we take care of these girls so that maybe we shouldn't get them in those scenarios. Because even if we run away, but still more, their sufferings will still be painted on us. So it's our responsibility to avoid unwanted pregnancy.
All right, Owen. Thank you so much for all the advice and the information that you have shared on the podcast. Are you here with me?
Yes, thank you very much for having
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, so this is the end of this podcast, of this episode. Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and yeah, all that. Bye.